Hello, we're back with some more Demon Bluff. Very fun single player social deduction card game. Yeah. And the demo's out on Steam. It's been very fun. And we're going to actually, I think we might try some Endless this time around. Alrighty. There are 3 evils among all characters. Find and kill them. We got a minion, a counselor, and Lilith. Doppelganger, Plague Doctor. Okay. Confessor, I am good. Well, I mean, yeah, that checks. Poet, 1 is evil, 5, 3, or 7. Poet, 5 is evil? Okay. Plague Doctor, number 3. Bro, of course they kill number 5. I wanted to reveal 5 for the Poet, but that's fine. Another Plague Doctor? Number 4? Is that the Doppelganger? I disguise as a good villager currently in play. Game start, 1 villager becomes an outcast role. I sit next to it. Okay, interesting. Right side's more evil. Wretch. Witness. Number 7 was affected by an evil. So we learned from last time that, right, the villager becoming an outcast role from the counselor counts as the villager being affected by an evil. So number 7 was affected by an evil, but number 7 is not an outcast. So that doesn't check out with the counselor, and it wasn't killed with Lilith. So I feel like you're lying, because there's no way 7 could be affected by an evil if it isn't an outcast. But then again, it could be a doppelganger. Oh, and there's 2 poets. It could totally be a doppelganger. Okay. So that puts a wrench in things, for sure. We have 2 killed characters, which kinda sucks. I wish we knew what those were. So we have 2 Plague Doctors we can utilize. 2 Plague Doctors we can utilize. One of these Plague Doctors is evil. I think that's pretty clear, I think. Well, we know you're good and you're not corrupted, right? So we can test these Plague Doctors. Number 10 is not corrupted. You check out. So I feel like you're good. Which means you are not good. Yeah, because you're saying number 10 is corrupted and number 10 is evil. That does not check out at all. So you're definitely evil. And you're the counselor. Okay. So yeah, right next to the Plague Doctor, that checks out. So now we just need to find out where Lilith and the minion are. You were saying number 5 is evil. We don't know what number 5 is, though. You're saying 1 is evil, 5, 3, or 6. A lot of sus is going on 5 here. And I could see number 5 being evil here. And if the counselor was here, that means either the Plague Doctor or number 5 was affected by an evil. Which means number 7 couldn't be affected by an evil because the counselor was the only evil really affecting other villagers, besides Lilith, of course. So yeah, I think you're lying. And also I just realized that the evil's kill counter just has 1 out of 3, so number 5 can't be evil. Like, both of these were good, because it says only 1 out of 3 of the evils have been killed, which means this was good, which means you're lying. I just realized. Okay, wait, hold up. And 1 is evil, 5, 3, or 7? We know 3 is good. 7 could be evil, which could put you in the good books. So I think 7's evil. Yeah, 7's the minion. Okay. Which means you were telling the truth. You were definitely telling the truth. But number 7 wasn't affected by an evil. So this witness is very sus. No, the witness was corrupted? Okay. Hold on. That means it must be the architect, right? It must be the architect? Because we just have Lilith left. Yeah, it's gotta be the architect. Yep, there we are. We got there. With 1 health to spare. Alrighty, we got Twin Minion, Counselor, and Lilith once again for round 2. I got this bastard. Poet. Number 8's a real confessor. I am dizzy. Ooh. Do we have anything that corrupts in? So it could be the drunk. That's about it. There's nothing else that corrupts. You guys are both on watch. There are no corrupted characters. That checks. Wait, no, because there's a drunk. That also is kinda sus. Dreamer. Okay. Slayer, Wretch, Oracle, and Jester. Number 8 or 3 is a counselor. Well, we know 3 wasn't a counselor because it would have said 1 out of 3 evils killed. So it's definitely not 3. It could be 8. 8 would check out. And then this bard would be, this bard or this poet would be one of the drunks. I could see that checking out. Let's try and use Slayer on this confessor. Ooh, the Slayer couldn't kill number 8. Interesting. So what if the confessor is the drunk, and then either the poet or the bard are evil? Number 7 could be Twin Minion. I believe that. There we are. Twin Minion. Get caught. I think this poet's also evil. Wait, the poet was the drunk? Wait. The poet... Okay. So what's up with this confessor? What's up with this confessor? So the confessor is the counselor? Because it's next to an outcast, which is the drunk. So that means you were telling the truth. You were telling the truth. You were good. But you couldn't kill number 8. Which means you are sus. It could be both the confessor and the slayer here. Let's test it out with this jester. Learn how many of them are evil. So if we choose Twin Minion, well, let's kill this confessor. Okay, the confessor was the counselor. Now let's jester both these. You. Well, we know you were true, so if we just choose 3 evils, choose the wretch, we can see if the jester's lying or not. And if the jester's telling the truth, then the slayer's definitely evil. But this slayer couldn't kill the counselor, which means this slayer is automatically evil. Yeah, and this jester's telling the truth, so this all checks out. This slayer's evil. There we are. We got there. Amazing. Ba and Shaman. We got a Plague Doctor, Doppelganger. Okay. Bard. There are no corrupted characters. There's a Plague Doctor, so you're on watch. Oracle. 2 or 8 is Shaman. I'm the original baker. That checks out. Wretch. Plague Doctor. Jester. I was a poet. I was a baker. That cannot be true. You are lying. Okay. I think you're good. Are you corrupted? I feel like you're corrupted. You saying there's no corrupted characters is very suspicious, especially since you're pretty... Like, honest, I think you're telling the truth, which puts a lot of sus on you. This bard is very sus. Damn, okay, the bard... Wait. If the bard was saying there's no corrupted characters, then this Plague Doctor must be evil. Right? Yeah, this Plague Doctor must be evil. Yeah, the Plague Doctor with the Shaman, okay. So if the Plague Doctor... So now we know there's no corrupted characters, and we just have Ball left. Which I'm thinking is this Baker. But then again, this Oracle was saying 2 or 8 is the Shaman, and the Shaman was number 4. So you're sus. Okay, let's use the Jester here. We know you're good. We know you're evil. Alright. We know both of you are gonna be evil, because the Retful Register is evil to the Jester. Let's check on you. there are 3 evils. I would say that checks out. Yep, there we are. That was Ba. Oh, so I was confused. I originally thought this baker had to be evil because it was saying I was a baker and not the original baker. But what actually happened was this baker turned the duplicate baker into a baker, so it was a baker. So that's what kind of tripped me up, because it was a baker originally. It was the duplicate baker from Shaman's ability, but it turned that duplicate baker into a baker with this baker, if that makes any sense. Baker has always confused me, but we got there in the end. Okay. Shaman, Ba, once again, this bastard. Both sides are equally evil. Shaman is 2 cards away from closest evil. Fortune Teller. There are no corrupted characters. There's a drunk, so I feel like you're lying. Or you could be the drunk themselves. No evils adjacent to me. Fortune Teller. That's a lot of fortune tellers. We do have a doppelganger. And a duplicate from the shaman, so it does check out. But at least one of these fortune tellers is evil. I know that for a fact. Right? Yeah, I think so. We kind of just have to take a stab at it, because we can try and... Let's see. No, there's no evils between those two. Interesting. I'm going to... I feel like this bard's the drunk, man. I feel like this bard is the drunk. I think this bard is the drunk. The fact that this is saying false is kind of suspicious, because if one of these were evil... If one of these were evil, then this one would be lying, which wouldn't make sense. And if it itself was evil, then one of these would have to be evil, because it's saying false here. Which also doesn't, which actually could make sense, potentially. Okay. Well, I mean, at least that was just a shot in the dark, but it gave us some information, which is good. So now we know 7 and 6 are both good. So now that we know both of those are good, we can kind of use it to our advantage here. So let's check with you and the bard. False. Okay, so we know you are definitely the drunk then. Yeah, we know you're the drunk. And if you're telling the truth, then this scout and this architect are mighty sus. And that would also clear the lover here. So I'm going to choose you and the scout. True. So this scout is evil. And the scout was the shaman. And it must be the architect as Ba. Yeah, there we are. We got there. We got there. Only one evil, but it is Puka, which is an annoying one. We also got Plague Doctor in the mix, so we got some corrupted characters this time around. Here are 2 corruptions. I could believe that with Puka and Plague Doctor. 2 away from a corrupted character: Dreamer, Knitter, Plague Doctor, Oracle. There are no minions. That checks out because Puka's a demon. Evils are not adjacent to each other. That checks out. And that must be true. So you're telling the truth. And you're also telling the truth. Let's see. I cured 2 corruptions. This alchemist could very well have cured 2 corruptions. And if it did, then this dreamer might be evil or corrupted. Okay, I'm gonna use this dreamer about this bard. Number 6 could be minion, but there is no minion. So you're definitely lying. You're 100% lying, and you couldn't have had the possibility to be cured by this alchemist. So, let's check if you're corrupted. You are potentially corrupted, and number 6 is evil. I could believe that. There we are. We sniffed Puka out. Also, this alchemist was corrupted. Anyway. Oh, because I guess, yeah, it only cured 1 corruption instead of 2. But we got there. We got there. Puka, Shaman, Minion, and this bastard. Alrighty. Lover, 1 evil adjacent to me. Gemcrafter number 5 is good. Left side's more evil. Slayer, Bishop. Number 4 is affected by evil. Slayer. 1 evil adjacent to me. I am dizzy. Okay. So, you could either be the drunk, affected by... Well, there is no plague doctor, so... You either be the drunk or affected by Puka. Which would check out if 4 was affected by evil, and you were Puka. That would check out, actually. Very much so. So let's try and kill number 3 with the Slayer. Oh, okay. 3 with the Minion instead. Interesting. So this Slayer was good. Between 7, 4, and 8. 7, 4, and 8. There's a Minion, Villager, and Outcast. That would check out because the Shaman... Or would that check out? Oh, so that means there's a drunk among... Like, assuming this bishop is telling the truth, there is a drunk among these 2 slayers, which must mean you must be the drunk? Yeah, you must be the drunk. Unless one of these slayers are a shaman duplicate, and I don't know if that counts as being affected by evil or not. I mean, this confessor is pretty sus, but it could be the drunk as well. I'm gonna try to kill it with this Slayer. Couldn't kill number 2. Couldn't kill number 2. Man. It's one of these two is... One of these 2 is evil, I swear. You're saying number 5 is good, and you're saying the left side's more evil? Which are all of these? Which means both the other evils would have to be on this side for you to be true? So we know some positions Puka cannot be. We know Puka cannot be here or here because then you would have been corrupted. So we know Bishop. So we know Bishop and Witness are likely telling the truth. But that doesn't mean they are 100% either. This Lover says 1 evil adjacent to me. Like, maybe this Bishop is lying because, like, maybe they are the drunk themselves. I'm going to kill this Confessor because then it gives me some info. Okay, the Confessor was the drunk, as I suspected. Just got drunked. Just got drunked. Bruh. But it gives us some information. It was the drunk like I suspected, which means this Slayer is good. Now, I don't know if the Shaman ability, like if this was the duplicate from Shaman, if it technically was affected by evil with Witness. I don't know if that's exactly how it works. I mean, we got Shaman and Puka. Where would Puka be? Where would Puka be? And you couldn't kill, so you're good. So Puka can't be either of these 2. Puka could be this Gemcrafter or this Lover. But if it was this, then this Lover would be telling the truth and that wouldn't make sense. So it has to be this Lover, I feel. Yeah, the Lover was Puka, which means you are lying because you're corrupted, but you're good. And you are also corrupted, but good. Which means you are also telling the truth, which means if the left side's more evil, then yeah, that would check out. Which all signs point to this Witness over here. But you, wait, hold on, but you were corrupted and you're saying 5 was good. So wait, what if it is the architect? But then you would be saying the truth. Oh man, okay, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. So you are corrupted because of Puka. It's either the witness or the architect, man. It's one of these two. I think it's just the architect. Yeah, the architect was shaman. Because this gem crafter was corrupted. Alrighty, on to the next round. Poisoner and Lilith. Oh boy. That's got a Plague Doctor, Doppelganger, Bishop, Judge. 1 card away from closest evil. That checks out with the Wretch. Plague Doctor, Empress, Lover, and Architect. Okay, okay. 2, 8, or 1. 2, 8, or 1 is evil. That's interesting. I mean, you are telling the truth. Because you are 1 card away from Wretch. But you could also be poisoned or Plague Doctored. But you couldn't because this all checks out, so you're not corrupted and you're telling the truth. We can test it with the judge as well. And if the judge, wait, hold on. So if the judge is saying that you're telling the truth, then these are both clear, which kind of puts 8 under the bus because of what Empress is saying. So let's test that out. Oh, but you're saying they're lying, which kind of puts you under the bus. Let's check if you're corrupted really quick. Ooh, okay, number 1's corrupted, number 6 is evil. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, okay, so number 6 was the poisoner, which means either 5. Well, we know 5 was good because only 1 out of 2 evils have been killed, which means it could either have been this one or the architect that is corrupted. So we can't really get much information off of that, unfortunately. But if the lover's telling the truth, then this bishop's kind of under the bus. Because we know you were corrupted and good, and you were telling the truth. So all of these have kind of checked out. It would make sense if the bishop was Lilith here. Yeah, there we are. Amazing, amazing. Counselor and Lilith. Plague Doctor, Doppelganger, Wretch. Alrighty, alrighty. Judge, Hunter, 3 cards away from closest evil. Wretch, that checks out. Number 5 is good. Lilith is 3 cards away from closest evil. Okay, okay. 1 or 5 as a counselor? I mean, this could check out. The scout could be a counselor because of Wretch here. Okay. And if you were the counselor, then that would throw you under the bus too. So let's judge what you're saying. You're saying the truth? Both these judges are saying this oracle is telling the truth. So I think all of them are on the same page. And I think this scout is dead. Yep, the scout's the counselor, which means this gem crafter is Lilith. There we are. Epic plays. That one was easy. Feel so smart after that round. Yo, the puppeteer. We haven't seen this one in a while. We haven't seen this guy in a while. We also got the witch and Ba. Alrighty. Fortune teller. Scout. Puppet is 1 card away from closest evil. That checks out. That is the truth. But hold on. You could be the puppet. So I'm gonna put a little yellow marker on you. Because the puppet is evil but tells the truth, so. I'm 4 cards away from closest evil. So that'll be either 7 or 6. The judge or fortune teller. Another judge. The knight. 2 knights. And we can't reveal the last card because of the witch. Do we have anything that corrupts? We have a plague doctor. Good old plague doctor. So this 8 could be the plague doctor, unfortunately. So one of these could be corrupted. Oh, okay. That knight was a witch. Let's try this knight. And we can't kill that knight, so that knight is good. Oh, and then there was a druid in this last unrevealed card. So that means there's no corruption to really worry about because there's no plague doctor. Also, you're lying because the witch is only 2 away from you. So you're sus. And that would make sense if you're the puppet and then you're the puppeteer. Oh wait, you're Ba. Interesting. Okay. So you were Ba. Narrow in on the answer here. So yeah, this judge is telling the truth. Ooh. Okay, you're sus. Fortune teller. Tell me if there's an evil here. True. Okay, you're good. Fortune teller, tell me if there's an evil here. Okay, you're good. So now it's looking mighty sus on this judge. And then this druid could be the puppet. So yeah, you were the puppeteer, and since you were... Ooh, but you were telling the truth, so you could be the puppet. Hold on. Either of these could be the puppet. So that means you're good. Because you're not adjacent to the puppeteer here. So it's either this druid or this fortune teller. And we still got this druid we can activate. Learn one random outcast among them, if any. Well, we know both of these are going to be telling the truth, so it's really a coin flip at this point. Okay, that was the doppelganger, which means you must be the puppet. There we are. We got there, we got there. Lilith, Poisoner, and Counselor. Hunter, I'm 2 cards away from closest evil. Plague Doctor, Gemcrafter, number 3 is good. Number 1 is good. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Wretch, Alchemist. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Interesting. I cured 1 corruption. That could check out with the Plague Doctor. We know you were good because there's 0 out of 3 evils killed thus far. So you're covering for 3, and 3's covering for 1. And you're saying the closest evil is counterclockwise? And you're saying you're 2 cards away from closest evil. Wait, there's a wretch right next to you, brother. What are you talking about? You are sus. Now there is a poisoner and a plague doctor in the mix here. Ooh, the plague doctor is saying you're corrupted. Ooh, they're saying 1 is evil? If 1 is evil, then that would we'd go down the line and these gemcrafters would also be evil. Okay, 1 was the counselor. Interesting. So this plague doctor is good. This hunter's in the clear because it was just corrupted. And you were lying. Or no, you were lying, and then that makes you also lying. So both of these were lying. There's no way you could have cured a corruption, so you're lying. Wait, no, hold on. I need to remember there's a poisoner in the mix. So you could still be telling the truth. You could still be telling the truth. Yeah, okay. So there's a poisoner in the mix. Poisoner and Lilith. Okay, you were good. So if we know you were not the poisoner, then you must be evil. And oh, you were the poisoner. Wait, what? 1 adjacent villager is corrupted if possible. But you were already... Oh, but you cured the corruption. I see, okay. So you cured the corruption of the enlightened. So the I see, okay. So the poisoner did poison you, but you cured that corruption, which means you're telling the truth, which means you must be Lilith. Oh, we got there. With 1 health to spare, man. That was crazy. We deduced that like a mastermind. We got Shaman and Lilith. Oracle, 6 or 2 is a Shaman. 2 evils adjacent to me. And a Wretch. Okay, okay. Hunter. 1 card away from closest evil? That's mighty interesting. 4 cards away from closest evil? I mean, that just doesn't make sense. I'm the original baker? That checks out. Which means, yeah, then you would be a baker and I was a lover. I'm inclined to believe that. So, everybody in this row right here is mighty suspicious. Everybody in this row. 6 or 2 is a shaman? I mean, we can test out this lover. I could also just see both these hunters just being evil and this lover telling the truth. Let's test out this hunter. Okay, you were Lilith, and then I think this other hunter is evil. Yeah, there we are. Both the hunters were in cahoots. Easy game. Alrighty, Lilith and Counselor. Man, Lilith has been showing up a lot today. Bombardier, Fortune Teller, Hunter, Medium. Number 5's a real hunter? Well, we didn't get to see number 5, unfortunately. But wait, it wasn't an evil, because the evil counter didn't go up, so we know you were good, which means you were also telling the truth. Yeah. Number 6, there are no corrupted characters. There is a potential plague doctor in the mix, so you're on watch, but maybe you're telling the truth. Bishop, Wretch, and Hunter. Oh, the plague doctor could also have been number 5. That kind of stinks. So we can't really confirm you or deny you. 4 away from closest evil. Bombardier the Hunter. 531. So we know you were good. 531. So that would put a lot of sus on this fortune teller here. If this bishop is telling the truth. I mean, we know Wretch will register as evil, so we can kind of get some information about whether fortune teller is evil or not. And we know you were good. So yeah, we're gonna do this. True. Okay, that checks out actually. So this fortune teller is good, which kind of puts this bishop in hot water because they're saying between 531 there's a minion, outcast, and villager, and we know you were good, and you were good, and you're an outcast. So where's the minion in the mix? I think you're evil. What? There's a minion, outcast, and villager. Oh my god! Is the minion the wretch? I didn't even consider that. Because if you're telling the truth, between 5, 3, and 1, this could have been an outcast, and you could be evil. I am so confused. This bishop just like played me. There's a minion, outcast, and villager? What? Outcast? And you were telling me what? I am so confused right now. Huh. Damn. Well, it was a good run. It was a good run. Thank you for watching some more Demon Bluff. Very fun time. Very fun time. And yeah, I'll catch you later. See ya. Bye-bye.